What are the Caribbean's most stunning islands? Tough to decide. The Caribbean, a true paradise on earth, has historically been the most sought-after vacation spot. Many people find it difficult to realize their ideal of being able to relax in the sun while drinking a vibrant cocktail at the base of a coconut palm. However, a Costa cruise makes the Caribbean a place that is not only accessible but also extremely interesting. With so many islands and archipelagos, choosing a location might be challenging, but with Costa, you can go to a variety of islands and not only get a tan, but also learn about each one's unique characteristics. In actuality, the Caribbean islands all have distinctive qualities that emphasize their uniqueness. Many of them are especially well suited to the practice of sports since they are near beaches and coral reefs, and they also have rainforests that have wonderful hiking paths for excursions into nature. There are so many options, each unique depending on the island you are exploring. A different experience than traveling to Cuba or the Dominican Republic is experiencing a city with distinctive architecture, such in Martinique or Jamaica. Of course, it is a size issue, but it is also one of drastically different history, rituals, and traditions. However, each island a traveler visits leaves them with something. The residents of those enchanting locations where bananas and chocolate are cultivated, as well as the color of the Guadeloupean sunset, the aroma of Grenada's spices, or even a glance of a bleacher in Martinique, may leave a lasting impression on the mind. In addition to relaxing on the beaches or participating in water sports among coral reefs in the Caribbean, visitors will also have the opportunity to live in close proximity to nature in places like Grand Cayman. In fact, there is beauty all around you in the Caribbean. Therefore, a Costa cruise to the Caribbean is more than just a vacation, it's an experience. Number 10, Dominican Republic. One of the most well-known islands in the Caribbean is the Dominican Republic. Its beaches, such those at Punta Cana or Bayahibe, offer an alluring allure. These beaches, which have been called true terrestrial paradises, live up to every description. From the crystal-clear sea to the fine sand, everything about them is amazing. The beaches in the Dominican Republic, however, are not just ideal for lounging and even drinking drinks, they are also set up for all diving and water sports. It's not only the sea either. One of the oldest cities in the Caribbean is Santo Domingo, the capital of the Dominican Republic. The Cathedral of Our Lady of the Incarnation, the first structure erected during colonial times, is one of the original fortified structures and streets from the time it was constructed in the 1500s. What if you dock in La Romana with a Costa cruise instead? Going up the Chavon River by boat and dancing to a Latin American beat will make you feel as though you're in a movie. You may also visit Altos de Chavon, a village where time has seemingly stood still so that you can take in the wonder of the expansive vista. Your surprise in the Dominican Republic will come. Number 9, Bahamas. There are 700 islands and islets in the Bahamas. Untouched nature and limitless deep white or pink beaches provide the backdrop for the perfect vacation. Password: unwind, as getting away from busy lives and reconnecting with nature is indeed achievable in the Bahamas. Grand Bahama is one of the few inhabited islands in the archipelago and welcomes visitors with its mangrove forests and coral reef. It has enough of room for parks and natural reserves while hosting Freeport and Lucaya, the two cities where the majority of the local population resides. These include the Garden of the Groves, a tropical garden that is home to various tropical animals and birds, including pink flamingos, the national bird of the Bahamas, in addition to flowers and exotic plants. Number 8, Dutch Antilles. The majority of the islands in the archipelago of the Antilles are hilly, providing stunning vistas. They form an arch from Florida to Venezuela, denoting the boundary between the Caribbean Sea and the Atlantic Ocean. The Greater Antilles, which comprise Cuba, Jamaica, Hispaniola, and Puerto Rico, and the Lesser Antilles, which comprise the Windward Islands and Leeward Islands as well as the Virgin Islands, are split within the archipelago. The Antilles is made up of several islands, each with unique features but bound together by a sea and environment of unrivaled beauty. As a result, visitors frequently opt to visit multiple islands during their stay rather than spending their whole vacation on one. You may visit as many as 7 islands on a Costa cruise to the Caribbean, for instance. It's the best way to take in both the stunning land and seascapes of the Antilles. Number 7, Barbados. Barbados' 430 square kilometers contain a tropical microcosm. Some of the features it has to offer include white sand beaches, a coral reef, and the opportunity to engage in water activities like snorkeling. It also has lush landscapes, pastures, and sugarcane plantations. A trip to Bridgetown, the capital of Barbados, which is home to several monuments and historic structures as well as a bustling port, is also highly recommended. The Farley Hill National Park as well as the Andromeda Gardens with its tropical flora are essential stops for nature enthusiasts. After exploring several outdoor options, you may choose to visit the Harrison's Caverns, which are a genuine natural wonder of Barbados and can be reached by a useful tram. These caves are full of stalactites and stalagmites, lakes, and waterfalls. Number 6, Jamaica. Unquestionably, one of the most well-known islands in the Caribbean Sea is Jamaica. People of all ages may easily put Montego Bay, with its beaches, coral reefs, and rainforests, as well as its colonial architecture, and Negro, a true paradise for all divers, on their bucket lists. It is simple to picture oneself lounging in the sun while sipping a cocktail and dancing to reggae music, or being mesmerized by the beauty of the Dun River Falls. The city of Kingston, which was built on a perpendicular and grid geometric layout based on certain proposals intended for the restoration of London following the fire of 1666, is the beating center of Jamaica. A contemporary city with a historically significant core, including a museum honoring Bob Marley, the internationally renowned Jamaican musician and singer-songwriter of reggae music. Number 5, Puerto Rico. Are you American or not? Although the people of Puerto Rico, an unincorporated state of the United States, want to proclaim themselves independent, they adhere to the president's orders. Despite this oddity, this island is unquestionably one of the Caribbean's gems. Visit San Juan, the capital of Puerto Rico, to get a sense of how different the people and ways of life are from the hectic American way of life. You can do this by stopping at one of the city's charming beach bars or by exploring Old San Juan, the city's historic core, which is home to the El Morro and La Fortaleza fortresses. Rico Port is inaccessible without entering the El Yunque National Forest and being astounded by La Mina Falls, a waterfall in the middle of the forest that may be reached by 3 different pathways. A natural marvel where you may swim in its pure, fresh waters. Number 4 Antigua. You're always struck by Antigua. With 365 beaches throughout its 150 kilometers of coastline, you may unwind as well as indulge in other activities or perform any nautical activity. Choose from among these to swim with stingrays with Costa, giving yourself an experience to cherish and brag about to friends. The meeting place for surfers is Galley Bay Beach in California, which features pom-poms and other lush landscaping in addition to being the beach where sea turtles nest and where you can see the hatching of their young. Shirley Heights is a hill that still has remnants of an old stronghold but from which you can see the entire bay and adjacent islands. Shirley Heights is especially exciting after sunset. You may learn about the hues and vitality of Antigua by taking a stroll through the city of St. John's and seeing its cathedral. Number 3 Barbuda. For those looking for quiet and leisure, Barbuda is the ideal vacation spot. Its pristine beaches run the length of the little island in front of a reef that is frequently visible even with the unaided eye. Although Grosvenor Bay is one of the most popular snorkeling locations, you may frequently find yourself swimming with different species of fish in Barbuda's waters. The beach that connects Cedar Tree Point with the archaeological site at Palmetto Point, which glows pink in the morning, is one of the most well-known beaches in the area. Dawn in the Caribbean is always worth waking up early for, among other reasons, the unique light and colors it provides. What if you want something different instead? You'll be amazed by the Frigate Bird Sanctuary in Barbadavi. Within the Codrington Lagoon mangroves is a true ornithological refuge where you may see more than 170 different bird species. Number 2 Martinique. Martinique needs to be enjoyed. Visitors are immediately captivated by the colors and contrasts of the scene. On an island with several beautiful beaches, sugarcane fields, and cocoa farms, modernity and tradition coexist. The best example is its capital, Fort de France, which Napoleon Bonaparte renamed from Fort Royal. The stunning sculpture library, designed by Henri Pic, is located in the center of a contemporary plaza. The structure, which was initially constructed in Paris, was torn down and reconstructed in Martinique, where other buildings by the same architect, including St. Louis Cathedral and the Covered Market, may be found. The latter is usually worthwhile to visit because it has a vast array of flavors and hues. There is always a temptation, whether it be from bananas, vanilla, chocolate, or innumerable spices. However, Martinique is exceptional even in terms of its culture, which has several danceable musical genres including the bel air, the calenda, the mazurka, and the zouk in addition to outstanding authors. Number 1. Guadeloupe. Guadeloupe is lovely at dusk. An island with all the characteristics you could associate with the Caribbean. White, golden, or black sand beaches that are surrounded by pristine environment welcome visitors with their picture-perfect scenery. And how do you resist the want to swim in the turquoise and crystal-clear seas that touch them? Impossible. A stroll to Pointe-à-Pitre will be similarly inspirational, since it features a string of traditional homes surrounded by more contemporary structures. Huge coconut trees protrude from the open, slightly sloped Place de la Victoire, which is suggestive of a contemporary stadium. How can I avoid getting lost in the narrow lanes of the spice and craft market? Guadeloupe is home to a myriad of hues that come together at sunset before giving way to the heart-rendingly deep blue of the sea and the night sky.